Okay, you guys, I have Yolanda with me. When Yolanda and I first spoke, well, we had we met through her first one-on-one. And after her first one-on-one, then you won shortly after that, right? Your first
Yes.
DLA
Hmm.
contract. Yolanda was very strategic about a lot of things. She's very, very good at, I don't know if I told you this, but I thought you were really good at researching and looking at what you could possibly do for your own products
Hmm.
and how you could start. You actually tapped into that right away because we looked at some companies that were doing white labeling, right? Where they,
Yes. Yes.
we figured out, or you figured out, and then I was like, you're right. They actually just either got products from somewhere else and put their label on it, because you guys know
Hmm.
you can do that. Of course, there's a process to it, and sometimes manufacturers might make you buy a certain amount. But Yolanda was onto that very early on, which made me very impressed with her. And then shortly after, she won her first contract.
Yes. Yes.
And you are on your what? Your third or fourth?
I've received 3 awards so far and
Okay, and
waiting
you,
for the fourth and maybe fifth to come in, but
yeah.
definitely
Now,
for
why
the
do you
fourth.
think that? Because you had to do some traceability? Well,
No, haven't done any traceability yet, but I know since I've done the 3 already that, you know,
oh, so these are like the same product.
actually, no, they're not.
Are they under the
So,
same FSC
no,
code? No, they're all different. So
different.
you have three different. Good for you,
Yes.
Yolanda. Very, very good. So why do you feel so good about the fourth and the fifth one? Why do you feel like they're coming very soon?
I feel like because the door is opening, so I've gotten the awards for the other 3.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the traction is starting to happen.
Mhm.
And I
So,
almost feel like once I actually send off for the last 2 that I have,
mhm,
um, then that's going to give them, give me more credibility, and they'll
mhm.
see that, oh, she's performed and she's on, and they're just gonna
Yes. So
open
the
the door
so
even wider.
so even the other two that you're waiting for, those are different products too?
Yes.
Wow, good for you. So these are all different contracting offices. That's really good,
Yes.
like Yolanda, because it tells me that you're spreading out. I said you were a good researcher. You
Hmm.
found these products, and I think, if I remember correctly, you're in areas where I said I haven't heard of people being in these areas, aren't
Hmm.
you? See, that's how you're supposed to do it. So tell us a little bit about your journey. What made you decide to do this? And I know you and I have chatted a few times
Hmm.
about you wondering, can this really work? Can I really, can I really do this? So just tell us, a little bit about your story.
Well, I've heard about government contracting years, years. Someone mentioned it to my dad, like, gosh, maybe I could probably say about 20 years ago. And I
Really?
remember
You
just
must have
being
been
in
a
the
girl
room.
then, because you can't be that old. You must have been a little girl. But okay, but you remember hearing your dad talk about this?
I remember someone introducing him to that. And I remember being in the room in hearing the conversation. And I kind of dismissed it, but it didn't leave me. So now, years later, I heard about it some more. And I was like,
Mhm.
wait a minute, I think that's what they were talking about way back when.
Now, are you in
And
your own business now, or did this start your business? I never asked you that.
no, I have my own
You
business.
have a
I
business
have
already. So this is another stream of income, really.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
wonderful. I love it. Okay, so go ahead. So it came back to you.
It came back to me. I heard about it, and I would see different things on YouTube, different people, selling courses or making conversation, things like that.
Mhm,
And I saw you, and I
mhm,
saw someone else, and I was
mhm.
saying, I need to decide between these two because I need to just jump in and get
Right.
going on this and
Mhm.
really see if it's going to work.
Was it
I
for
was ready to
DLA that you saw me and someone else, or just contracting, period?
know
For
yourself
DLA.
and
Uh-huh.
someone else for DLA
Really?
specifically. Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Because it was advertised that DLA was a easier way to get in. So I
I
saw the
say
other,
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was between you two, and
Mm-hmm.
I went with you.
Now, why
And
did
I
you pick
am
me?
so glad.
Or why did you pick me? I always
Well,
ask people that because I do find that interesting. I mean, I do know that I'm just myself. So you guys, a lot of people tell me, I've been watching you forever and I feel like I know you. Well, you do know me because
mhm,
I'm not much different in person. I really am
that's
not.
true.
You
That is
know,
true.
so what made you pick me though?
I asked for guidance, and I
I
was
know
guided
that's
towards
right.
you.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I do that too, every day, all the time. And that's what we have to do. And we always, when you feel at peace to do that, to ask for guidance, and you're like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm just going to do it. Well, good. I'm
Hmm.
glad you picked me. I'm
Oh,
so glad
yeah.
you picked me. It didn't take you very long to win. I know you were studying a lot, you were researching a lot, but it
Hmm.
makes sense now that you already have a business because you were very, I felt like you were very strategic, very organized in how you were thinking. So it seemed like it was kind of a natural for you. And the questions that you asked in our first one-on-one were very specific. You had done your homework already. So, and the reason you're anxious is because you're used to winning,
I'm
not just
used to
you're
winning.
used to
I'm used
winning.
to winning.
You are. Mm-hmm.
I
So,
have a corporate background, so I guess that's where my research comes into play.
mm-hmm,
And just asking asking the question that needs
mm-hmm.
to be asked. So I'd attribute it to that.
Well, good. So Yolanda, how long do you feel it took you to win? Like once you started bidding, how long do you think it took? You remember?
Well, I'll just say this. I enrolled in the course in November,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my first contract in January.
What, that's true. Time is
Mhm.
flying. That was fast.
Yes.
That was very, that was very fast. And it can happen that fast. It really can. But I'm just so fascinated that you're not using just one or two FSCs and you're winning, that you're doing different products. You are hitting those areas where nobody's paying attention to, really. Do
I'm
you,
trying.
yeah, but I say that a lot to people. There's so many tens of millions of opportunities out there. We can't just stay in one place, even though hardware is a great area, medical is a great area, but it's so much more out there. And you can be in those areas and even still make sure you're not where everybody else is. But you guys are kicking butt out there. I'm just so impressed.
We
And
have a
I
good teacher.
well, thank you. But I really do believe these contracting officers are really realizing that there is a whole new group of small businesses out there. And they just don't know what's coming.
Mhm.
There are going to be thousands of you. That's so wonderful. So you feel good, but you're just ready. You're like, keep them coming, keep them coming.
Yes.
What about the
Yes.
packaging? I know you, Yolanda, you guys were
Yes.
so, I was traveling and she could not get to me. Can I just hear, she said, what is the message you love? Can I just hear somebody's voice
Yes.
from the team? But you know what? That is normal. Everybody's afraid their first time with packaging.
Mhm.
So, but you got through it, but you did it. And I
I
called
did.
you the day when I got back and you were at the post office. I was like,
Yes.
I have to reach out to her because I want her to know it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And when you told me you were at the post office, I was like, you go ahead, girl. You didn't wait for
Yeah.
me. You don't need
I
me.
had
That
I had to sink or swim at that point. I was like, well,
yeah,
we're just gonna do it. And I recall you saying that if it's wrong, it's not the end of the
it's
world.
not.
You fix it and then you move on.
Yes, they will not stop giving you contracts because of that. That is one of the forgiving things. Now they don't know how to tell you how to fix it. They'll just tell you, well, they returned it, it ain't right.
Hmm.
And then we have to figure out, okay, what did you do wrong? What do you need to do? But the thing is that that's not one of those unforgiving things. You know, now no delivery, that could be unforgiving. You know what I mean? Without notice. But few things with the packaging, even though it is very scary. The only reason I wasn't scared the first time is because I'm too crazy to be scared. I'm like, uh-oh, you know my fiasco with the paint. I've
Yes.
told that story. That was the biggest one. And it was costly too. Some of it was cost me a little bit, but it cost the manufacturer more. You know, and we do make mistakes that could slow down our money, but that's how you become the best, is by making mistakes. If
Mhm.
we don't make mistakes, we don't learn how to get to grow to the next level. So, and I know
Yes.
you're excited. I am introducing in our Wednesday DLA Q&A, our private Q&A, I am going to talk about the mastermind when it's opening up. We're ready. We are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
do the group coaching, you know, I mean, not the group coaching, but the group. It is
Okay.
private, you know, for those that are in the courses and those that are serious about, you know, winning and building a multi-million-dollar enterprise. So that's kind of nice. But you guys are so wonderful about sharing with each other. And I know you're very excited to start
I
working
am.
on the
I
next.
am.
So thank you, Yolanda. Congratulations. Next time I talk to you, you'll probably be on number 15. Do you know Andrew? Do you remember her with the interview, Andrew?
I do.
Do you know she is on, I think it's her 15th contract? I talked to her very briefly. I think it was about a week and a half ago. I was like, you are kidding me. She's like, no, I was like, you are on your 15th. I'm just so fascinated with you guys are doing an amazing job. You are making me so proud. I'm just tickled to death. So
We're catching on. We're
yes,
catching
you are.
on.
You are catching on. You're doing better than catching on. You're getting it. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.